Hi, welcome to Small Space Urban Gardening. It is Sunday, April 28th, 2019, and it's a beautiful sunny afternoon. It rained really well this morning, so they got a nice drink. I didn't have to do any work. I'm going to show you the growth, the progress of what's going on in my garden with these hay bales that I'm experimenting with. And also, my potted container plants over here. I'm going to start right here with this container. And this is a container that I got for absolutely free, no cost. My neighbor moved and she had a container with some old clothes in it. I emptied the container and took this, and this is a perfect container. I put holes in the bottom, and now I'm growing green beans in it. So right here, as you can see, these are pole greens. These were started in pots, and they were given to me. I planted them in here. It's only a few of them because they were looking like horrible. They're looking better now. I had to cut off some of the leaves, but they're looking a little bit better. They look like they're coming back to life. So what I did was I took some bamboo, because since they're pole beans, I'm going to have to trellis them up. They're going to have to grow up the bamboo. Now what I will do a little bit later is tie these together at the top. And the good thing about this is that along with the bamboo, they can also climb the gate as well. So yeah, these are the pole green beans. And inside I planted some bush beans. I figure I'll grow some pole beans and some bush beans. And I do have two new sprouts. There's one here, and it should be at least about 13 or 14 of them in there. But that's what's growing for now. And I was told that I've never grew pole beans before, but I have grown bush beans. Now bush beans, you grow them, you harvest them, and that's pretty much it. Pole beans, I hear that you can keep harvesting them. So what my plan was to make the most efficiency out of this space was to grow the pole beans, and that would be continuous harvest from this side and this side. Then grow the bush beans on one half of the container. So I'm going to turn it sideways. One half of the container. And then when these start to grow a nice size, I was going to seed the other half of the container so that I can succession plant. And by the time these are done, these will be on their way. And then I'll replant on this side. Meanwhile, the pole beans are still coming, so I'll have continuous harvest of green beans. All right, now over here, oh, this is another thing I want to show you. We talk about saving money on this channel. These were pickle buckets that I got from my corner store. They put them out in recycling, and these are 4-gallon dill pickle buckets. I use a soldering iron to put holes in the bottom, and then I put some good soil in there. And now I have 4 of these, and I'm growing delicious things in here. Right here I have some radishes. The lighting, I'm trying to get it right. So some radishes growing in here, and also some peas. I see a nice little trellis that I made with the sticks, so it's kind of hard to see with this wire. The wire is here first off to help the peas trellis up. Secondly is to keep little critters out. We have a problem with stray cats over here. Now this over here is my tatsoi. This is a Asian green, and it's kind of like bok choy had a baby with mustard greens. So yes, it's an interesting flavor. Oh my god, and this one is already going to seed. You see in the middle right there, you see the little, it's going to be like little flowers and seeds coming out. That means that I have to take this out. This is going to be done. Unless I want to harvest the seeds, then I'll let it keep growing, and then I can harvest the seed. But yeah, it's probably best that I just take it out and eat what's left on there, because they probably get really bitter. They won't be really good for food. Now over here, this is my cauliflower. Yes, I have cauliflower at the community garden, but this is another purple cauliflower that I tried to grow in a pot. Now this is doing fabulously as well, just as the one at the community garden is. And this one actually looks like it's doing better. I don't get full sunlight in this backyard. That's why I use a community garden, so I can grow, you know, other things that were flowering plants that require sunlight, such as tomatoes and peppers and things like that. But this looks like it's doing just as well. It's actually doing a little bit better out here than it is than the ones I have at my community garden. This is looking fabulous. Yeah, I don't see any head yet, but it's looking pretty good. And over here I have my purple Brussels sprout. Oh my god, this is looking fabulous right here. It's looking great. This is really big. It has gotten really big really quickly. I want you to see how tall this is. This is quite tall. It's taller than, I would say the bucket is about 12 inches and the plant is about 14 inches. It's looking really good, and I'm hoping, please, some Brussels sprouts. Over here in the hay garden right here, this is a broccoli. Now this has come a long way because the things and this hay, I know most people use straw, but I found these on the side of the road of a school. It's called the Waldorf School. It's a private school. They had the hay on the side of the road not too far from where I live at, and it says pick up one, it's free. I wasn't sure whether it was hay or straw, but I found out that it actually is hay. And I saw a lot of people, gardeners on YouTube, using these to grow vegetables, and they love it. Well, when I started off, I think I did it the wrong way. I had it upside down. Not upside down, but on the wrong side. You're supposed to grow with the side where the straw is sticking up so you can easily fit the plants in. I had it the opposite way. 2 of my plants died, and I had to refill it with other ones. And as you can see here, this is just starting to grow. This broccoli, does not taken off as the other plants that I have. This is a plant that I had to replace. I believe this is a collard green, and this is collard greens as well that I grew from seed. This is another Brussels sprout plant. Now you see this Brussels sprout, and then you see this one. These were the same size initially. You see the big differences. This is still a seedling, and this is a big boy right here. Seedling, big boy, same age. Something did not go right. I don't know if the nutrients, it wasn't getting the nutrients in this. I did treat this with blood meal, cow manure, black cow. I did treat it also with you know, an organic organic fertilizer. I believe it was like a 3-4-6 or something like that. Now this cabbage, I think the cabbage should be a lot bigger than this, but it is coming along slowly but surely, so I'm not upset at that. This right here is so small. It looked like it was going to die, and it looks like it perked up a little bit today, but it's not really growing. I'm not sure what's going on with this red Russian kale. Just like this red Russian kale, the other kales are these were the same age as the other kales, and the other kales are flourishing. So I'll show you the other kales shortly. But let me take a look at these mustards. Now these mustards, I've harvested from these yesterday. I couldn't wait. I was going to try to do a video where I'm actually harvesting the mustard so you can see, but when I was cooking yesterday, I just was like, oh, I want some now. The video will have to wait. I'll do another harvest video later. And right here is the chives. And these are the chives. I was tired of chives, and I called myself composting the remnants of it over the winter, and then I went to check my compost and all these chives were growing out. So I said, you know what, let me take this out the compost and repot it. Over here I have a watermelon. Don't know where I'm going to put that. I might as well just give it to someone. I really want to grow it. Maybe, you know, I'll find something. I'll find a way. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I would really love to be able to have a watermelon, but we'll see. And over here I have some pepper plants. These are 2. These are a mild variety, and this is a hot variety. And this one is dead. Don't know what happened to this one, but it's dead. So this is Pepper Surprise as well. I told you I can't keep my peppers together. They just always lose the labels and get mixed up. So it is what it is. Now I'm going to move over to the other part of my garden. All right, over here we have the pots. Ugh, look beautiful over here. Now this is the Butter Crunch lettuce. This is so huge. Oh my God, it has grown so much. There's two of them in here, but I could harvest one of these now. If I wanted to, I could harvest. If I didn't already have lettuce in the fridge, I would harvest these right now. And my fennel, oh my God, it's getting so big. I'm afraid this may go to seed soon. It's probably time that I should start growing some more fennel, because this fennel goes to seed really quickly. So I may use this on some fish. And actually, you know what? It's really good in potato salad. If you take some fresh fennel and put it in a potato salad, it's delicious. And also pickles. I got some basil in here. That's looking good. And my lemon balm. I have yet to use my lemon balm for tea, but I love making tea with lemon balm. But I have been using my spearmint for tea. Yes, I've been cutting this every morning. Coming out to cut this. That's why it's hardly anything in here. I've been using my spearmint and my peppermint for tea. You know what I do use for tea too? Sage. I haven't done that in a long time, but I do use sage for tea as well. Now this beauty right here, this is so beautiful. This is a kale variety, a purple kale variety that overwintered. This was in here. It was so small I didn't even remember that it was in here, and then it just started growing. Look at it. It's huge. It's beautiful. I can harvest from this if I wanted to today. It's lovely. And here are my other kales. Now this is my other red Russian kale. I'm going to come inside my little gate. Since I live in a city, I have to gate off my vegetables because stray cats like to use my vegetable bed as a toilet, and I don't like that. So I gate everything off to keep them out. They try to get in there anyway. Squirrels and other little burrowing creatures get in there. Anyway, so this is a panoramic view. Well, I'm trying to get all of it so you can just take a look. It's quite pretty, all the vegetables. And I use my red mulch. I like the red mulch. Some people don't like it, but I like it. Okay, so I'm going to go inside and show you what's some close-ups of what is growing. All right, here is the kale. Now you see the difference between this kale and the other kale, so much larger. Red Russian came from the same seedling tray. They should be the same size, but the one in the hay bale is not making much progress. This is another cauliflower, and this is looking pretty good. It's not looking as good as that one over there, but it's growing fine. I'm not going to complain. You know, different sunlight. This over here is the sprouting purple broccoli, and I started this last September. It's supposed to overwinter. Now I did have this in a pot, and I did keep it in the house most of the winter, and then I brought it back out. I hope that counts, and that hopefully I will get some broccoli, because the first time I grew this, I never got any broccoli. I just got leaves, but I did harvest the leaves. I try to make the best of what I grow. These cook just like collard greens, so go ahead and cook these. If you don't get any broccoli, eat the leaves. This is food. This is good. Right here is mustard greens. Now I harvested some of these yesterday as well with the other ones in the pots. They were really good. Right over here I have some Swiss chard, really pretty yellow, pink stems. And this is a little perpetual spinach just coming along, because, you know, I transplanted them before they probably should have been transplanted, but they're looking good. Over here I have another butter crunch lettuce. Look at that. That's huge. That's time to harvest as well. Perpetual spinach. Some more Swiss chard, yellow and red. Beautiful. And I have my curly kale. They're doing excellently. Collard greens. Collard greens looking good. Collard greens. Have 3 big, beautiful collard green plants. And this is a Tuscan kale. I believe I have 2 of these, 2 Tuscan kales. This one is looking really good. That one looks good. This one is even better. Tuscan kale, Lacianado kale, dinosaur kale. You may have heard these called any of those names. And this is what I'm concerned about. I have 4 Swiss chard. That's 1. This is 2. That's 3. And this is 4. These were all the same size. These were all the same size. Why are the yellow ones outgrowing the red ones? Well, this one is pink and that one is red. The two yellow ones have just like totally outgrown them. And these are still like trying to play catch up. This one doesn't even look like it's grown at all. There's lots of nutrients in the soil. Trust me, I put the blood meal, the black cow manure, lots of nitrogen, good wholesome things in the soil. And it's just so tiny. Look at that and compare it to that. They are the same age, came from the same seedling tray. I grew them at the same time. Alright, so I'm coming out. I'm going to close this up so I don't get any strays in here. And I'm going to take a look over here. Now right here I have the peppermint. And I have some Swiss chard and some romaine lettuce. Now these are the plants that I propagated, and we'll see how they're doing. I don't think that there's any progress on these yet. I don't see any roots yet, but we'll take our time with that. It's still looking good. These are looking good. They're still alive, so hey, everything looks good. Now this is a burdock root. This is supposed to be really healthy. I've never grown this before, and I look forward to be able to harvest the roots, make some tea, clean out my system. It's supposed to be really good for cleansing the liver and cleansing the blood. Now over here, this is, some people call it amaranth, some people call it callaloo, depending on where you're from. I'm growing these. This is the second time I'm growing these. I'll find a spot for them, but they cook like spinach. I really like these. And these are a few little seedlings that are just popping out of Swiss chard again. I have my onions over here and my cilantro. It looks good. Now over there is my, let's take a look up here, is my dragon fruit. I left it outside too long. It's been getting too much rain, so it does not look good. But I will take you back inside. I'd like you to get some of the sunlight, but not all of the rain. So I'm going to take this back inside and nurture it and bring it back to life. It'll be looking good by the next video. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell button so you can get future uploads. Thanks again for watching Small Space Urban Gardening.